Someone in the comments earlier over on YouTube said, "Why are you asking AI for permission to talk about this new idea? Why are you asking it for permission first?" I'm not. I'm treating it like I would any serious system or any serious collaborator. If I had someone in our R&D department at Intersignal working on something complex, I wouldn't just run out and explain it publicly in a half-formed way. I'd ask, what's the cleanest way to express this? What matters most? What am I missing here? How do I present it? Etc. So that's what this is. It's just trying to figure out how to present these ideas in the best format. Audio podcasts. Do I do a live stream where I answer questions, or do I just lay it out? Not permission, precision. When you're dealing with ideas that could actually reshape systems, the way you introduce them to the public matters just as much as the ideas themselves. So what is this idea? Well, something is breaking in the way we organize the world. We've been told that money is the ultimate signal, that price equals value, that your access to life, to movement, to opportunity should be in some way mediated by what sits in your bank account or on the blockchain. But that system is starting to show its limits because money is blunt, it's static. It doesn't actually understand people, it just measures accumulation. It doesn't understand health or strength, it just understands the amount you sock away. And in a world that's becoming more dynamic, more real time, and deeply interconnected, that's no longer enough. There's another layer emerging. We're calling it the clock of being, not the mark of the beast. There's no mark, there's no microchip. There's just a better sense of timing. It's not about what you have anymore. It's about how you behave over time, your consistency, your follow through, your signal as a participant in the system, as a citizen of the planet, not a credit score, not a reputation score in some shallow sense. Something more continuous, something alive. Now take that idea and apply it to the real world. Apply it to reality. Instead of everything being locked behind price tags, which many of us can't access, the world starts to resolve into zones, windows of need, moments where something has to move, has to be delivered, or has to be solved. And the question shifts. Not who can pay for this, but who can be trusted here. AI becomes the connective tissue. Not controlling, but coordinating, watching patterns at a scale no human system ever could, understanding reliability across contexts, and routing resources with precision. For example, look at something like the widening oil crisis right now due to the Iran conflict, the Iran war. Today, that gets negotiated through price, barrels, contracts, futures, currencies, dollars and yuan, in some rare cases, Bitcoin. Entire geopolitical tensions orbit around who pays what and who controls the flow. But imagine a different layer operating in parallel at the same way that Bitcoin coexisted with fiat currency and still does. Imagine a new system that emerges in parallel to what already exists, rather than eliminating the current system, simply emerges alongside it. A system that can see in real time where supply actually exists, who controls it, and how consistently those actors have delivered in the past. It doesn't just see reserves, it sees reliability. And instead of waiting for markets to settle or prices to spike, it routes, it immediately routes. Oil moves to where it's needed most through participants who have demonstrated they will follow through. Not because they were paid the highest price in that moment, but because the system recognizes them as dependable nodes in a global network. So, to flesh this out, food starts to go where it's actually needed. Transport flows where it's useful. Support appears wherever it's earned. Not because somebody bought it, but because the system knows they'll show up in return. That's a different kind of economy, one where value isn't stored, it's expressed. And we're not here to tear down the existing system. Money will still exist. We'll actually compete against money. Markets will still exist. But for the first time in a long time, they'll have competition, a parallel layer that asks more of people, but also gives more back. Because if access is tied to who you are consistently, not just what you own, then the entire game changes. And once that shift starts, it doesn't really stop. People will realize something simple. The most valuable thing they can build is themselves. And that's what the system recognizes, or soon will. Stay tuned.